Yo, this is Ben Cubbage from Elevated Trips. Today we got up at 3:30 in the morning to do something a little crazy. Okay, it's Mother's Day 2023, and we just got up at 3:30 in the morning so we could drive an hour and a half from Xining to Lajishan, and this is our reward for hiking up to 4,000 meters. A beautiful sunrise. This is the way my wife wanted to spend the Mother's Day, and it was well rewarded after a little bit of a slog through the snow here. Good job, Phoebe. You made it. So we're not a super traditional family. We don't often do a lot for Mother's Day or Father's Day. So this year I said, all right, honey, what do you want to do for Mother's Day? It's your call. You get to pick. She said, let's climb the mountain. So I chose this mountain, not knowing it's going to be totally covered in snow. And then I chose the location. She said, yeah, let's go up. Let's do a little day hike, maybe an afternoon picnic, and then go to some Tibetan hot springs. I was like, sweet. Sounds like a fun family adventure. Let's do it. And then last night at like 9 o'clock at night, she's like, actually, why don't we go see the sunrise? And I was like, well, okay, that's interesting, but that means we have to get up at like 3 or 3:30. So the plan changed a little bit. We moved a little bit earlier, but man, so glad I did it. This is just great.
Saw you paint a picture of a face that wasn't even close to mine. I know I shouldn't be in love, but it's so hard to move on. You haven't changed, you stayed the same, but if you did, I'd still love you anyway.
Crunching through the snow here. Just got done post holing, about a foot deep. Snow is definitely in my socks, and we are not really wearing any snow boots or anything. So this is kind of a last minute adventure, but that's okay. We were only out about 30-40 minutes going up, so it wasn't too bad. And a lot of the trail has been walked on by a few Tibetan pilgrims as well.
Had this conversation more than 10 times. After 9, I still wish you were mine. Haven't ate in 7 days, 'cause I've been up till 6 a.m. Wrote 5 songs all just for you. 3 of them I can't bear listening to. 'Cause
Okay, so we started our hike down here at this monastery. You can see right below me, so that's where we parked the car. Hiked up these wooden steps, and then from there, it's just kind of wild, open trail, just walking through the snow.
Love you.
Okay, our mountain sunrise summit was a success. We've dropped down to 3,200 meters, and we're here having a little hot pot, which is, it's only 7 o'clock in the morning, but you know, it's the only hot thing we have to eat. So our hot water flask broke as we drop it down the mountain. So no hot water, but we do have some instant hot pot, which is nice. So warming up a little bit here. The sun just came over the ridge. Yeah. We are going to try to sneak up on some yaks here. It's a herd of about 100 yaks, and we're actually going to try to touch one. They're generally pretty docile, so I'm not too afraid that they're going to gore us with their horns, but we're going to see if we can pet one of these yaks here. Bear, did you have any success in catching a yak? No. Oh no. They're very flighty. Even though they're big animals, they're quite quick actually when they want to be. As I suspected, we got within about a meter and then they started to get flighty and run away. What we're actually trying to touch is actually technically not called a yak. A yak is actually a male wild version of these. These are semi-domesticated animals that are a crossbreed between a cow and a wild yak, and in Tibetan you'd actually call these a dro. Okay, we didn't catch any baby yaks here, but while we're on the topic of yaks, they're actually super fascinating animals. They're especially adapted to high altitude environments, which is really amazing because up here in these environments you have between 30 to 50% less available oxygen than you do at sea level. So the amount of oxygen in the air is always about 21%, but the amount of available oxygen, because the air pressure is less here, which means yaks have a lot less oxygen to work with than we do at sea level. And for that reason, they have about 14 ribs instead of 13 ribs. And you can imagine that bigger rib cage holds a larger heart, bigger lungs. The lungs, in fact, are 3.5 kilos larger than a cow of a similar size. So that's a lot of extra lung space and a lot of extra lung capacity to ultimately process much less available oxygen. So yaks are super cool animals. They're one of the only animals in the world that actually get low altitude sickness. You actually take them down low and they don't do very well. Tibetans who have taken their yaks to Nepal or India or really low altitudes at maybe 500,000 meters, the yaks don't do well and often end up dying of sickness. In fact, they don't even really have very functional sweat glands. Their sweat glands are there, they're on the skin, but they don't work that well. And so they really can't sweat or get rid of heat in any functional way. So for that reason, they really do well in temperatures of maybe 15 degrees Celsius and lower, and even down to -40, -45 Celsius. In fact, there's never been an altitude or a temperature found to be too cold for a yak, which is pretty amazing that they survive in these environments here. It's rugged, it's harsh, and they manage to eat this grass all winter long and then survive. In the summer, this will all be green, beautiful grass, so this will be yak paradise.